Okay, this is going to be a quick start on making a 1-inch cube. I think you guys are pretty proficient at this, but we're going to step through all the way and start assembling blocks to make some of our letter shapes. So to begin with, you'll make a 1-inch cube block. So you need to go to Create File. Remember, you're going to go to Standard IPT, make sure it's on English, and then open up a standard IPT file. Then you'll create a sketch. You want to work on the XY plane right here. So click on that. Since we want to make a cube, what we're first going to do is make a rectangle. If your rectangle doesn't look like this, if it's not a 2-point rectangle, then you want to reset your rectangles, make sure it is a 2-point rectangle. Start at the origin. Oh, I don't know why I clicked off that. Start at the origin, click on it, bring it up, make it somewhat of a square. It doesn't really matter at this point what size, because the next thing we're going to do is dimension it. I'm going to take and move this over so I have more room on my screen. And then I'm going to dimension it. I'm going to start with the sides of my square, not quite square yet. Bring it up. Make sure you bring it outside of the figure so that it's easier to see later. And I'm going to make that a 1-inch square. Now I need to change this side, so I'm going to go again, dimension it, bring it out, and bring up the numbers where I can see them easily, and I'm going to change that into a 1-inch square. Now it's kind of far out of there, so I'm going to go to my best friend, the home, and go to front, and now it looks pretty good. See how small it is? I'm going to move it a little bit bigger by moving my mouse and move it back to the center so I can make sure it's what I want. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let me move this over more towards the center. Alright, it doesn't quite look like a 1-inch square. I'm going to check this and make sure. I'm going to click out of that. And make sure that it really is 1 inch by 1 inch. So I'm going to dimension this and see. Okay, it says 1 inch. We're good there. I'm going to click here. It says 1 inch. We're good there. Alright, so I have a 1 inch by 1 inch square. I'm happy with that. I'm going to finish that sketch. Now I'm going to do home, bring it front again. I want to make this a 1-inch cube, so I'm going to go over to extrude so I can bring it out. I'm going to highlight the part I want to extrude, make sure it's on 1 inch, and again click OK, and we're good. I'm going to make sure it's really what I want. That's looking pretty good. So now I have my 1-inch cube. I'm going to go over and save it. Go over to the iPro, because you'll need to go through and make sure you save it in the right place. So save as, and I want to go and make sure that I am in the GA Student Data Lab server. I'm going to make sure I'm in 6th grade. So this is going to be a Team Hendrix, and I'm going to be 53 Bugs Bunny. I already have one saved in there. But I want you to make sure you call it the 1-inch cube. Save it in your H number under 6th grade, whatever your team is, and either your H number or B number. So IPT tells you that it's a part file, an Inventor part file. I'm going to save that. It'll say there already is one, but I'm going to replace it just for the sake of having that. Okay, so I'm done with that. I am going to get out of that because I want to do something new. We're going to create a file. So again, I want to make sure English. This time, instead of doing the Inventor part file, I'm going to go down to standard IAM. That's the assembler file. So I'm going to click on standard IAM. Wait for it to come up, the blue circle of death here. Okay, now I'm going to place from Content Center. And what it will be doing is, oh, it's not in my Content Center. It's in my, let's see, place. So I'll need to find it. Oh, there's Sabrina. Hey. So I'm not Sabrina. I am going to go all the way back so we know how to get there. Going to go back to the lab server because you want to make sure you always save it in the correct place so it can be found, and in 6th grade. And this this will be a Team Hendrix file. Then find your H number. Again, I'm going to be H53 Bugs Bunny. Now I'm looking for my 1-inch cube, so I'm going to take that cube. There it is. Now I want to place a total of 4 cubes to make my L, so I'm going to scroll. Remember how you scroll up makes it smaller, scroll down makes it bigger? So I want to have it kind of small so I can easily place. See how it clones itself? I can place some extra cubes, and I'm going to put them sort of close to the place where I need them to be. Now again, I'm not happy with where that is on my screen, so I'm just going to go to the hand here and bring it down. Okay, it's looking good to me. Now, the next step is I need to put these blocks together. I need to constrain them. So I'm going to go over to the constrain file. I'm going to mate these. So I want to mate this corner here, or this face here, with this face over here. But I'm not sure that the whole face is showing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my block, and I'm going to turn it around until I find this is the edge I want to mate it with. It's kind of tricky because you're not quite sure if it's in the right place. Then I'm going to apply it. Then I'm going to go back to my friend, the home, and looks like they're mated pretty well. But they're not flush. So the next step is to go and make them flush. That's the icon just to the right. And I'm going to flush this part and this part. Now they're together, and I'm going to apply that. Now I want to flush this part here. That looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. Now next I want to mate this cube to this cube. So I'm going to go over back to the mate file. I'm going to click on the face of the cube that I want to mate, and I'm going to turn it around until I can see the back side of that cube. Here it is right there. That's where I want it to mate, and I'm going to apply. I'm going to go back to home to see if I like it. Yep, they're hooked together, but again they're not flush, so I need to flush it out. I'm going to click this and click this. There they are. That's looking better. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to click this and this. I'm happy with that. I'm going to apply it. So we're almost done with our L. Can you see how we need to move these parts back? So now I'm going to go mate. This is the side I want. I'm going to turn around what I have until I can see the part that I want it to mate to. Whoops, I turned a little far. Alright, there we go. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back to home. Now I've almost got my L set. I think I'll flush these two sides here first. Looking good. And the last side I need to flush. Bring them equal to each other is right there. And I can click out of this. I'm happy with that. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to go over back again to the iPro. I'm going to save as. And I want to save it in my H53 Bugs Bunny file. And this one we're going to call L project. The L with that, right? So L project, voila, and you're done.